Local news here at 10 o'clock in St. Charles County. A piece of land full of weeds and browning grass hides its rich history. But one man poured his blood, sweat and tears into the soil here. Tonight, more than a century after his death and nearly 160 years after finding freedom, an honor will be bestowed upon him. Only News 4's Alexis Zotos brings us that story.
This piece of land off West Myers and Highway W in Foristell is the future home of St. Charles County's newest park. But it's the history where we find the real story.
When I read about Benjamin's story, he didn't give up. He kept fighting. And he wanted to do something for not only himself and his family, but his future.
This is Barbara Love. Her great-great-grandfather, Benjamin Oglesby, once owned this land in St. Charles County. Born enslaved, Oglesby was brought to Missouri in 1837. He eventually ran away and enlisted in the Union Army. He trained at Benton Barracks in St. Louis and served in the 56th U.S. Colored Infantry. After the Civil War, he purchased the land, farming it with his family for decades.
I grew up out there.
Stanley Luckett grew up on the farm. His sister is Barbara's mom. The purchase of the land for a park is the first many in this family are learning its full history.
Oh, it's unbelievable that after all these years.
Ben Oglesby died in 1901. He's buried here in the Smith Chapel Cemetery. Take a look this way, though. You see that old schoolhouse? Well, they've got plans for that as well.
I went to the little schoolhouse out there by the church.
The one-room schoolhouse was known as Douglas School, and the county plans to relocate it 1 mile away into the park.
We're going to move/rebuild that schoolhouse in the park. And we're going to have the history of Benjamin Oglesby, but also the history of black education in that area.
St. Charles County Executive Steve Ellman says the 199-acre Oglesby Park will open in July. Love says she can't wait to take her grandchildren to a park named for their family.
To have someone that has done so much and to be an enslaved, and then come out and purchase his own land and then be able to live off the land and then leave the legacy to his family. To say that I'm a descendant of Benjamin Oglesby is a blessing.
All right, well, there's a lot of work that still needs to be done on Oglesby Park. It will feature trails, shelters, and restrooms, and eventually a new playground. It will be the 18th St. Charles County Park. Sam?
Alexis, thank you. Jefferson